Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a new Disney Plus review. Yes, in celebration of Disney Plus Day and all the other Disney celebrations this week, we are talking about their new remake, Pinocchio. Walking into a movie with low expectations isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm the type of viewer who is always down to have their mind changed. I think a movie could be good even if I thought the trailers were bad. I love having my opinion rocked. I think that makes cinema the most fun it could be. But my low expectations for Pinocchio were met, and wow, it maybe even the bar was lower by the end of it, because holy hell, this was one of the worst movies I have seen all year. There's a lot of elements to make it so bad. We'll talk about that in fuller detail. But yeah, I just was very unimpressed by this, to the point where the hour and 45 minutes it was felt like a 3-hour film. I swore it was Zack Snyder's Justice League with an 18-hour film with breaks in the middle, and I'm like, oh no, we're just at the third act, and the third act of this movie is banana cuckoo pants crazy, and not even in the good way. What do they do to Monstro in this? That is one of the worst parts of this. Yeah, this movie just lacked a lot. It lacked a reason for existing, because why is Disney remaking classics? We already have that issue, but you know, it could be good, it could be bad. We'll talk about the whole remake curse in a bit. But yeah, why was this existing? Why was this so hollow? I don't know if it's just because I've seen 35 million versions of Pinocchio, from like every version. I mean, Jonathan Taylor Thomas to like the weird, like artsy ones. There is just so many versions of the story. So this version, I was just like, oh, okay. And I don't know. I hate the way Pinocchio looked. We'll talk about VFX in a moment. But yeah, just overall, nothing connected here. This was such a tedious viewing experience. I'm glad I was not subjected to seeing this on a big screen, which could have put the flaws even worse. But yeah, I don't know. I was looking forward to seeing what they could do. Pinocchio is a absolute classic. It's weird, it's fun, it's trippy, like it's kind of scary at times, but it has that very old school, what Walt was bringing to his classics element. You love those classic films. This is something that should be pretty easy to adapt. Again, 35 bazillion versions of this is happening, but Disney just feels so behind. A lot of their remakes, a lot of the times, just feel like, well, everyone else is doing it, so you'll try it, and wow, you're behind the times. Even though you guys are the originators, by the time you get to come back around, it's just not good. Yeah, wow. I did not know I was going to get into this movie as hard as I am. All right, let's just get into what really didn't work. This is a prime example of having all of the pieces to be a really good movie, but those pieces just come together in a horrible, poor execution. Wow, from the director, Robert Zemeckis, an absolute legend in this industry who has kind of soiled that legendary name as he's gone on. Because, like, what is going on with these movies? This was just another bad movie from Zemeckis, and those words, if I was saying this in 1995, that would have been a shocking statement, but in 2022, it just seems to be commonplace. But still, I had faith that Zemeckis could do something with this, but a solid director could not change the material, or at least elevate the Pinocchio story. Maybe this just doesn't need to be in live action anymore, especially the very sanitized Disney version, though they tried with some very, like, current, like, references or jokes and things like that I'm like, wow, you really tried to be on the nose with this one, and it's just not working. Yeah, a lot of that was, oh, okay, wow, the director's not great, but what about the cast? We have Tom Hanks, like Cynthia Erivo, like, I love all of the voice actors. There's a lot that could be good here, but my goodness, these actors have nothing good to work with. The ones singing the songs, fine. Like, I kind of forgot, like, the puppet song that Pinocchio sings about No Strings on Me. Forgot how creepy that was. That's probably one of the only things I liked about this. But this movie has 2 new songs, absolutely horrible. Tom Hanks, what is his Geppetto? What were you doing, bro? Hanks, honey, Oscar winner, you should be doing better movies. I know Zemeckis, like, is your boy and you want to be there to support him, but maybe you should just let the phone ring for this one. You should be like, oh, Zemeckis, I missed your call. Oh, you did Pinocchio without me. Sorry, because, again, we're talking about ruining legacies. Sometimes Hanks will do something that I'm like, Jinkies, we are not the Tom Hanks that used to be. So yeah, we have that actor. We have, the actors. We have the director all of this could just come together, and it does not. And then it's topped with really bad VFX. From Monstro, who I said looks like a horrible mess, to maybe Jiminy Cricket. Maybe it's probably the best part of the movie in the VFX. There's a lot of Jiminy Cricket in this as well. Don't remember him being such a main focus of the original one. That's probably just like misremembering that one. But yes, the worst offender of this movie is our lead character, Pinocchio, who looks like a plastic doll. He looks like a Chucky doll, basically. Like, he's just so plastic, so fake, so 80s almost, that very cheap toy kind of vibe. I hated the way Pinocchio looked, and then the end happened, and I did not get the satisfying ending I thought I was going to get, and I'm like, so what was the point? We could have just not put a wood stick here. Like, anything could have been better, and for story and for the visuals. Literally, the visual effects of this movie were so laughable. And I know it's a child's film, and you're not really gonna have the most top tier. I'm not expecting Avatar. Like, oh my god, the CGI on this movie was stunning. This wasn't gonna win an Academy Award for VFX, but it needed to be something other than what it was. It was so poorly executed. The Disney remake curse. Oh boy, some people really like these Disney remakes. They've been on board with them, and I could see that there's a couple that work well. I thought Beauty and the Beast was fine, very much like, why does this exist? But fine, it was cute. Whatever. I actually liked Maleficent for it trying to change up the system, which is what Pinocchio should have done. I even think Cinderella was a decent film, but Kenneth Branagh is kind of my boy, so I can excuse anything. But yeah, I want to like these more. These are classic films I watched on those little clamshell tapes. I was there for them, but I can't. This is like Lion King, Dumbo level of bad. From the VFX actually the VFX of Lion King were really good, even though they looked too real and it kind of sucked out all the soul, which was an issue here. There was no soul in this movie. That's the big thing with these remakes, is maybe it's just the way Disney makes films now, and it just feels a bit soulless at times, but I keep comparing it to the other, and I know I try not to do that. Like, when I'm talking about horror movie remakes, I don't compare Halloween, the Rob Zombie one, to the John Carpenter one. Those are different vibes, different feelings. I can separate them. I can separate art from art. Fine. But this one, I just keep remembering, like, wow, remember when Pinocchio was good? Sure, and it's not here. It's just these remakes are just so lackluster. You need to do something different. You need to really expand the horizons of the story, push the boundaries. Maybe do a Pinocchio sequel. What's he like as a real boy? What if he gets turned back into like a doll? That could be an interesting angle, but just the same Pinocchio story redone in bad CGI with very flat VFX, that horrible cinematography. Just, oh my goodness. Why? Why are we doing this? This is the problem with the Disney remakes. This makes me nervous for The Little Mermaid, which I was looking forward to. But oh god, maybe there's one bad one and one good one, and maybe The Little Mermaid could be the good one. Fingers crossed, because yikes, I don't want to deal with another bad Disney remake. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Pinocchio. Obviously, I hated this movie, and I don't think a lot of people are really going to be into it. I could be wrong, the Disney fanatics could go nuts, critics could love it, and I'm just the one crazy person who thought it was bad, but I don't think I'm going to be too far off. What did you guys think of this movie? What did you guys think of this review? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about Pinocchio and Disney remakes down below.